So that would explain it. Okay, from beginning. Here we go. I'm ready.
Okay, good to go.
Okay, now time for our Week 8 picks. Week 8 games and picks. So, first game, Ravens at the Buccaneers. So, I know I picked the Ravens. Buccaneers aren't doing great right now. Ravens are doing pretty good. They're not doing great, but they're doing pretty good, I'd say. Their run game's hurting. Their pass game's hurting. Their defense is doing okay. Um, Lamar Jackson's playing pretty good. So those were all the things where I was considering for the Ravens for this game. But Buccaneers, they just don't have a defense. Their offense is shaken. So I just QB, I would say their QBs are even for this game. Cause Lamar's gonna need to use his feet, and Brady's gonna need to use his arm. Running backs about even, wide receivers about even. But I just felt Ravens had the edge going into this game, so I went Ravens.
I believe I chose the Ravens for this game.
You did choose the Ravens for this
Okay, I
game.
thought so. I was gonna call myself an idiot if I didn't. I actually almost bet some big money on this game because the line shifted like an hour before the game, and the Ravens were like plus 125 on the money line. And I
Oh
was
wow.
like, I think the Ravens got it because the Ravens were the favorites for a while, and it flipped. I don't remember why it flipped. There was a reason, and I can't remember now. Um, but I just think the Ravens are a better team than the Bucks are.
Yeah,
Sorry,
I,
the
I
Bucks.
agree. Now, I got so lucky for this game because this game's already happened for us. But Rashad Bateman
Yeah.
he was healthy for the game. It was telling me, oh, it's healthy. He's projected to outscore all your wide receivers, and I'm just like, no, no, I'm keeping him on my bench
Yeah, he got
because
hurt.
he hit a foot injury going into the game. Literally left like the third play with his foot injury and got me 0 points. So I'm
Mark
like,
Andrews was
yes,
hurt too. They were saying
dude,
a
they
shoulder injury.
lost. They lost Gus Edwards, Mark Andrews, and Bateman in that game. And they lost Kyle Hamilton. Actually, Kyle Hamilton might be back next week, but
Yeah, he ended up getting up. I think he knocked the wind out of himself, honestly.
oh. Yeah, I mean, I was kind of in and out of watching the game. But yeah, we got both went Ravens, and most everyone else went Ravens. 7 out of 8 went Ravens. Broncos at Jaguars. I went Jaguars. There's not one reason why I picked the Jaguars over the Broncos, but there's so many reasons I didn't pick the Broncos. Starting off with Russell Wilson doing high knees on the plane.
Gosh.
Um, and the fact they hack it can't hack it. Um, yeah, the Broncos are just like a bad team, but with good talent and a great defense. Like I do think they have a top defense, but their defense can't do anything when their offense goes or three and out, or 5, 6 plays in there, then they're off the field. Their defense just can't keep it up. Um, so I went the Jaguars just because I feel Jaguars are the better team.
Did I did I pick the Broncos or something?
You picked the Jaguars.
Oh, thank
Wait, are
God.
you not? Can you not see my screen?
It's showing a white screen right now.
Oh damn, I don't know why it's doing that. Let me that would explain some stuff. Stop streaming screen. Let's see. Can you see anything? Is it still? It's still a white screen.
Yeah.
What about if I go?
I
Okay,
could see
let
it
me
like
close
that.
out of that. Um, that would explain why you didn't know what your picks were.
Yeah, you're probably like, what is this dude talking about? Why does he not
Yeah.
know?
Okay. I'm gonna go over here.
No, with picking the Jags, I mean, honestly, like, I
Okay.
just
Can you see this?
oh, it popped up for a second. Oh, there it keeps going in and out. Hold on. Okay, it's not there anymore.
Damn.
If you just wanna yeah, if you just wanna leave it like
You can see it like this.
yeah, I can see it like this.
Okay, that works.
I mean, with the Jags, I feel like this was kind of an easier pick. I just think clowns. So, I mean,
Yeah.
it's pretty simple. I don't have much.
Yeah, no. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, no. There's really not much to say with this one. 8 out of 8 of us went with the Jaguars. Panthers at Falcons. This could be an interesting game. Um, because I'm pretty sure if Panthers win, they are tied for the division or take the division. I could be wrong. Actually, no, their record's pretty bad. Well, Falcons' record's pretty bad. But it'll be interesting. I went the Falcons. You went the Falcons. I just think the Falcons are the better team. Their defense is better. Their offense is better. And the Panthers are going to be inconsistent and shaky. So I went Falcons. Not too much to say.
Yeah, I went with the Falcons too for the same reasons. And I just don't think the Panthers are a good team. I think they got lucky the other week beating Tampa Bay, so nothing much there
Yeah,
for me.
yeah, I agree. 7 out of 8 of us went with Falcons. Next, Bears at Cowboys. So I know I went the Cowboys and you went the Cowboys.
Yeah,
Uh,
I feel like this one is another one that's like pretty easy. I mean, Cowboys have a way better team, and the Bears are coming off a hot game, and I don't think it's gonna carry over.
I agree. Unfortunately,
Of course. Well, I hope they have a hot game. You're
that was
conflicted because you're a Cowboys fan.
yeah. I'm still gonna be rooting for the Cowboys. You know what? I'll take a loss here. I'll still root for the Cowboys. And if for some reason the Cowboys lose, I'll be like, you know what? At least I got points in this.
There you go.
That's how I'll see. I mean, I want Cowboys. Cowboys just have better offense, well, they have the better defense. Their offense is okay. They can play good or they can play bad. So I'm just gonna say they're okay. Could Bears win the game? Possibly. They could definitely shock everybody by beating the Cowboys. Um, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't have much for this game. I really do think the Cowboys are gonna win this game pretty easy.
Oh, same. 7 out of 8 of us went the Bears, only because 7 out of 8 of us got our picks switched to the Bears.
Yep.
Dolphins at Lions. So both went the Dolphins, and I picked the Dolphins because of how both these teams played last week. But I really don't know which team is gonna win because everything says the Dolphins will win, but the Lions have the ability to win. So I just went Dolphins because that's kind of like the easy answer. And it's probably what's gonna happen. That a lot needs to happen for the Lions to win, and they have the abilities to do that. But with just how they're playing, they're not able to do that. Their run game, pass game, it's really good, but they can't do anything with it. Their defense is okay, and I think they're gonna let up points to Hill and Waddle. So I went Dolphins.
Yeah, I don't think this Lions team is very good still. Um, I got the Dolphins winning. They've got way better players and playmakers, so I got
Yeah.
Dolphins.
Yeah, I mean the thing is the Lions are a much better team than they were last year, but it's the games they play in. They're cursed or something because they keep losing games. But like they'll lose some games barely, and it's just like, come on, like give them a win. Um, but no, I do think Dolphins are better. 7 out of 8 of us agree. I don't know who went Lions. Cardinals at Vikings. I mean, I went the Vikings. Cardinals are playing okay. They had a good game last week, but they had a good game against the Saints. And I just think the Vikings are the best team in the NFC North, and that they're a pretty good team. I don't think they can win the Super Bowl, but I definitely think they could maybe win a game or two in the playoffs. I think the Cardinals could maybe make the playoffs, but I don't think they do anything. And I just think the Cardinals have the better wide receiving core, better run game, better defense. So I went the Vikings have the better run game, better wide receivers, better defense. So I went Vikings.
I think the Vikings are going to be a good playoff team. I think they'll make a deep-ish run. And also Call of Duty came out this weekend, so Kyler Murray's going to probably not do good.
Yeah, if he plays awful, I wonder how many questions he'll get about
Oh
that.
my God. Could you imagine if he turns over the ball like 2 or 3 times today and doesn't get a touchdown, like plays like crap? Oh my God.
Hey, at least he's got all the assault rifles gold already.
Ooh, dude, I would be laughing so hard. I'm gonna love it if he doesn't play good today. I like him. Like I don't hate Kyler Murray, but it's gonna be funny because the memes that come of it.
Oh my gosh, yeah. When Kyler Murray wearing his gaming headset on the sideline, not his QB headset.
They're gonna have modern setup for him on the sideline when they're on defense. He's just gonna be playing.
For those of you who don't understand why Kyler Murray keeps going 3 and out and then going into the medical tent, it's because they got an Xbox set up in there with Modern Warfare 2.
Kyler Murray in the medical tent. Every time the defense is on the field, I wonder what's wrong with him.
God. Yeah. 6 out of 8 of us went the Vikings. Raiders, Saints. I think this is the first time we differ. Actually, maybe. I went the Saints. You went the Raiders. And I could see either team win here. I think both these teams are pretty equal. I think if I were to rate the offense of the Raiders, I'd give them a 6. If I were to rate the offense of the Saints, I'd give them a 5. If I were to rate the defense of the Raiders, I'd give them a 5. If I were to rate the defense of the Saints, I'd give them a 6. QBs, I think Derek Carr is more consistent, but than Andy Dalton. I think Andy Dalton's playing. But I think the Saints have a better wide receiving group. Michael Thomas is going to be covered, just like Devontae Adams is going to be covered. But Chris Olave is going to get a lot of action. Josh Jacobs and Alvin Kamara, I'd say, are pretty even. And I know the Eagles. There's been some talk with the Eagles and the Saints about Kamara for their first round draft pick back.
They're
And
they're fiending for their first round pick back, but they aren't gonna get it. And I guess they're gonna maybe settle for a package like McCaffrey, but like I don't know if I would even give up a McCaffrey package for Kamara at this point.
dude, a first round for Kamara is honestly kind of bad.
Yeah,
Because
I wouldn't do it, to be honest. I wouldn't give up the first. I really wouldn't.
see, if I were the Eagles and my team's pretty good, I would say yeah, why not? He's the type of guy who could help their team win it all.
The thing is, I don't think there's a team that is that like down bad to give up their first for Kamara. And based off of how the trade was for McCaffrey, I just don't see them getting a first. I think they're going to get a multitude of picks.
Yeah. I do think the 49ers gave up way too much,
Yeah,
and
they
it's going to hurt
overpaid.
them.
They overpaid.
It's going to hurt them.
Now, if McCaffrey wasn't so injury prone, then we would have been like, holy crap, that's a steal. And if McCaffrey wasn't so injury prone, he'd still probably be on the Panthers.
Yeah, the Panthers might be a better team as a whole.
As for me picking the Raiders, I do think this is a toss-up game. I don't think this is a very easy game to pick. Honestly, I think I just went with the Raiders just based off of coaching and then who's playing QB today for both teams. I just trust Derek Carr more than I trust Andy Dalton.
Yeah. See, my thoughts are I think Taysom Hill is going to be the factor of why the Saints win. Because he can't be stopped this season. Like he'll run for 2 touchdowns and he's just playing really good. We have a rule that I haven't sent out to people because we haven't needed it. But if you take 8 2 weeks in a row, instead of doing this 8th place super pick for that second week, you get to do a freebie game. And basically, for that game, you basically won't get it wrong. You can get it wrong. You'll have 3 options. You get to pick 2 of the 3 options. I always give everybody 2 options. So for this game, it would be the Raiders, the Saints, or a tie. So you get to pick 2 of those. You can either pick the Raiders or the Saints are going to win. Or you can pick the Raiders are going to win or they're going to tie the Saints. Or the Saints are going to win and they're going to tie the Raiders. Granted, nobody would ever pick that one. They'd pick Raiders and Saints.
Yeah.
So if I were to have that, this is probably the game I'd use it on.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Um, I know next year I'll probably ask people if they want to do the eighth place super pick or want to just do that. And I feel like with a super pick, uh, it gives some fear and it makes you it gets you disappointed when you see no, they picked this game. But but no, but this yeah, basically this game is gonna be close, I think. And
Yeah.
the thing is, it also couldn't. One of these teams could be like get like 42 points and the other gets 3. Like with how these teams play, that wouldn't surprise me. I do think it's gonna be a very close game.
Yeah, it'll be a close one.
And let's see, 4 out of 8 of
Pretty
us.
split, which is fair. I
Yeah,
think this is a toss-up game.
yeah, it really is. Patriots at the Jets. I picked Jets. There's a lot of questions and with the Patriots, and Jets are just playing really good, and they don't have Brees Hall anymore, so that could change things. But I just think Jets are currently the better team, despite them not. They shouldn't be the better team than the Patriots, but they are.
I think
So
I think with Brees Hall, I think this game is a no-brainer. I think
yeah.
without Brees Hall, I think this is a little bit tougher of a pick. Um, I think coaching-wise, I still think Bill Belichick's a better coach than Saleh
Oh,
is.
agreed.
But I just think based off of the skill players and everything, I just think this Jets team is a lot better than this Patriots team is. And I think Corey Davis is out. They did lose Elijah Vera Tucker, their starting guard,
Mm.
for the rest of the season. So,
Oh yeah.
that is a big loss, but I don't think it's going to hurt them that much. And they just got
Yeah.
James Robinson. I mean, he's not Brees Hall, but man, him and Michael Carter, I mean, that's still a pretty good
Yeah.
running back room.
And I think Sauce Garner is gonna get a pick this game.
Oh,
Uh,
easily he will. Mac Jones will throw a pick today.
you know, everybody was like, "Oh, Sauce Garner's not gonna make it."
Oh, he's so
I
good.
He's really good this season. Now, I could definitely see him as a guy who falls off at some point, but I could also see him as like a Michael Gilmore guy, or a Richard Sherman type of guy who will be in the league a long time. He might not he might stay with the Jets for like 10 seasons and then get traded around, but he's got some skill to him.
Yeah.
Let's see. 7 out of 8 of us went the Jets. Steelers at the Eagles. I mean, this is a no-brainer. I went the Eagles because it's the Eagles versus the Steelers. I mean, there's no way Pickett's not going to throw an interception or two. Um, I think the Eagles defense is going to trample the Steelers offense. I think the Eagles offense is going to trample the Steelers defense. Now, I could be surprised, and the Steelers win, but the Eagles obviously have a slump at some point coming this season. There's no way to predict that, and that could happen any week. But going off of what we know, the Eagles are just the better team, and they should sweep.
Yeah. This Eagles team is really good, and they just got Robert Quinn, which I think
Oh
is
yeah.
awesome. They're going to be able to throw him in there on third and longs or whenever they need a
Hmm.
sack. Put him on a kind of like what the Bills are doing with Von Miller.
Yeah.
I mean, when you say you win games in the trenches, you look at this Eagles team, and they prove that theory right. That offense and defensive line is really good. I'm not discounting what they have skill wise because their skill position is good. I think this is a very complete team, honestly.
I agree. I think they're a more complete team than the Cowboys. That's why they beat the Cowboys. Now I don't think the Eagles will play better than the Bills did against them. I don't think the Steelers will play that bad again. Um, Now the Eagles can get more points, but I do think the Steelers are going to put up more points than they did against the Bills, especially with how they've been playing.
And Kenny Pickett's played a couple weeks now.
Yeah, and Claypool's really shown out. Unfortunately, I'm starting Najee Harris.
Mm,
Um,
that's rough.
so hopefully he can do something. 'Cause I had 3 running back options this week: Rashad White, Najee Harris, and James Cook.
Yeah, you
Um,
definitely picked the right choice. It just sucks that
yeah, I went
he's
Najee
playing
Harris and Rashad White, and I think Rashad White got me like 7 to 9 points, which you know what, for like a backup running back, that's yeah, he got me 7.3, which is not great, but I'm like James Cook, he could get me like 1 point or like 12 if they destroy the Packers, which I think we'll talk about in a minute. But yeah, Eagles, yeah. 8 out of 8 went Eagles. Not shocked. I was kind of shocked this wasn't the super pick,
Yeah,
but
this would have been, if I was in that spot, I would have made this my super pick.
oh yeah, especially with Bears. I think Bears have a much better chance of winning than the Steelers do.
100%.
Next game, Titans at Texans. I mean, I went the Titans, but like it's just because I looked at these two teams. I'm like, Titans are better than the Texans. At least they should be. Because the Texans could easily beat the Titans right here, with for no reason at all. Um, the Titans, I just don't think they're a good team. Like, they're a good team, but they can't be consistent. You know, they beat the Jaguars after getting blown out by them. They barely beat, or they beat the Colts, but they could easily lose the Texans here. Their team is just all over the place. Not to mention Malik Willis is starting this week, like you had said.
Yeah, I like
So
that Malik Willis is playing.
yeah, me too. I
That
think it'll
gives him a
show.
big edge.
Yeah. And then you know what? When he takes over, the Colts can sign Ryan Tannehill for a year.
You know
Um.
they will.
Yeah.
They love mid quarterbacks. That's their thing.
Oh yeah. You know, I'm surprised Joe Flacco's not starting for them soon. I mean, he might not. I do think if Malik Willis takes Ryan Tannehill's job, a team will, you know, if Malik Willis takes Ryan Tannehill's job and the Packers lose Aaron Rodgers, I could easily see Ryan Tannehill going to the Packers.
Oh yeah. I think Malik Willis will have a big game today. I really do.
Yeah.
I've been a big fan of him since he was at Liberty.
Yeah.
I'm really sold on him. I think he was picked a little low. Like I think the Titans got a good pick on him. I really
You know,
do.
I think every team got a good pick on a QB this year.
Yeah.
That drafted a QB. Um,
Except
you know,
for
with this,
Kenny Pickett, in my opinion. I'm not a huge Kenny Pickett guy.
yeah,
Unpopular
I
opinion.
yeah, I never knew too much about him. I mean, I know for Malik Willis that even if he has a good game this week, Ryan Tannehill could take the starting spot back because at the end of the day, they are playing the Texans, and if he puts up like 20 points against the Texans, then that's only 20 points against the Texans. Now, if he puts up like 40 to 50, and it's truly him, well, we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, 7 out of 8 went Titans. I don't know who went Texans, but yep, they might be wrong. Commanders Colts. This was kind of a hard one to do.
It was.
You know, this is another one that's like 50-50 as well. But I think Commanders have the edge. You know, I think their offense and defense are both better than the Colts' offense and defense. I think the Colts have better wide receivers than the Commanders. Now, I could be wrong if the Commanders wide receiver group is healthy this game, but last I checked, Terry McLaurin's the only healthy one, and they were getting back 2 players soon. But we'll see. But I just think Commanders are slightly better than the Colts, and also with Ellinger starting, there's more of a question around the Colts. But if you tell me the Colts won, I would not be shocked. If you told me the Commanders won, I would not be shocked.
Yeah. This game is kind of a toss-up. I think it's going to depend on Sam Ellinger's play today, and then how much they run the ball, and if JT actually plays good. So
Yeah, that's the biggest thing.
I don't know. I like you said, I think the Commanders just have the edge here.
Yeah. 6 out of 8, but honestly, I would not have been surprised as 4 out of 8. Yeah, I just think after the Packers lost, people are more high on the Commanders. But 49ers at Rams, I want 49ers. You know, the Rams just don't have much going for them, and I think the 49ers can bounce back. I think. I could be wrong. It's going to be hard to tell exactly. But I think this will be a decent game. This could be a really close, decent game. Um, but it also might be a really bad game, honestly. I'm not super happy I'm getting this game over the Seahawks Giants game. But what is it? At QB, I think Jimmy's doing better than Stafford. Offensive lines, I think the 49ers offensive line is doing so much better than the Rams. I mean, Rams, they've given up so many sacks. Wide receivers, I'd say they're even. Running back, I mean, I'm crazy if I say the Rams have a better running game than the 49ers. I mean, 49ers are on fire for run game. Um, Defense, I think both teams have holes in their defenses because of injuries on the 49ers and on the Rams because they over purchased players and can't hold on to them long. So I just think the 49ers have an edge for sure.
Yeah, I I don't know. I just don't think the Rams are a very good football team this year. And I think their run game has been one of the biggest problems this year.
Hmm.
So I just think the 49ers are a better team, and that's why I went with the 49ers here.
I agree. Now, I think if 49ers win this game, the Rams are out of contention for winning the division.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Now, if Rams beat the 49ers, I think the Rams still have a chance at taking the division. There's not a high chance of that, but with how the Seahawks are playing, I could easily see the 49ers are losing to the Seahawks twice or once, especially when the 49ers don't historically don't play well against the Seahawks.
Yeah, this will be. I think this will end up being a like crap game because I think it's gonna be close, but I think it's just gonna be a lot of crappy play from the offensive side of things.
Yeah, I agree. I know I chose not to start my 49ers defense for this game. Granted, I have the Eagles defense, so there's not too much of a comparison. But
Oh yeah.
I think this could be a low or high scoring game,
Yeah,
depending on how the
I
defenses
think you're
play.
totally right. I was gonna say that it's either gonna be low or it's gonna be high. It's gonna be one or the other.
Yeah, it'll be like those like 13-6 or the 35-28 type of thing.
Yeah, it's not
Um,
gonna be a medium game.
but yeah, I agree. 7 out of 8 went 49ers. Unfortunately, I never did our picks for this week. I've just been way too busy, so I kind of just looked at my Google form. I said, I'm like, okay, 7 out of 8 picked it, got it. Giants Seahawks. Man, this is gonna be a good game. Um, and I think you picked the Giants.
Oh yeah, I
Um,
did.
okay,
It
and I
it,
picked the Giants
it
too.
took me a second to kind of decide, but I think the Giants are a good football team. I like what Brian Daboll is doing over there. Them trading Kadarius Toney was interesting to me. I just don't think he wanted to play for them, and I don't think Brian Daboll liked him. And they
Yeah,
got Wandale Moore, who's a similar type of role. So
yeah. Wait, Wandell Moore or Wandell Robinson?
Robinson, holy crap, Rondale. Oh, I was thinking of why did I say the Cardinals receiver Rondale Moore?
Yeah, I'm just like, wait a second.
Wandale Robinson. Good
Dude,
correction.
I have him on my bench right now in fantasy. I'm like, you know what? He could do something.
He's gonna see a lot more target share because Bellinger's gonna be out. Kadarius isn't there. Kenny Galladay
Dude,
is trash.
that that was a tough injury for Bellinger. You know, he could be out a while. Like I mean, eye injuries are something different because they're pretty scary. You know, you break an arm and it's like, oh my gosh, my arm is broken. But like, you can't see out of an eye. You don't know if your eye is like gonna work. You know, that's an everyday life kind of the rest of your life injury if it's really bad.
Yeah.
Um, pretty scary. But I think the Giants are the better team. I know when my friend said this is the game we're gonna learn if one of these two teams is a fraud, and I'm like, no, I think what we're gonna learn is which one of these two teams is better. That's about it. That I don't think either of these teams are frauds. Now, I could definitely see neither of these teams being as good as they are hyped, but I don't think we will know that until the Seahawks play the 49ers and the Giants play the Eagles. If the Giants go out and lose to the Eagles by a field goal or beat the Eagles, I don't think you can deny that the Giants are a good team. If the Seahawks go out and beat the 49ers, I don't think you can deny that the Seahawks are a good team. Now, if they lose to the 49ers, you could maybe make a case because honestly, 49ers aren't that great. I know people are saying the Eagles aren't that great, but just because of their schedule. Um, so we'll see. But I think this is easily the game of the week for sure.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And honestly, if you looked at this game 9 weeks ago, you'd be like, I'm gonna skip this game.
Yeah, this game's gonna suck, but it happens to be probably the best game of the week, which is
Yeah.
freaking crazy.
And here's the best part.
It's split. That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah. This is not surprising. I'm disappointed I won't get this game. I'm hoping my friend who told me I'm getting the 49ers Ram game is wrong because I want to watch this game really bad.
Yeah, I did too, but I probably won't be able to. Oh,
Now this
this game's gonna be a blowout.
Yeah. I mean, we both went Bills. Now, if Packers win in this game, it's gonna take so much for that to happen. But I mean, Bills are just better, like, in everything. Um, I think the only thing that the Packers have better than the Bills is probably in kickers. I think Crosby's a better kicker than Bass, but honestly, Crosby's a few years from retiring, so he could have a few mistakes as he has gotten older. The punter on the Packers is pretty good too. I think honestly, if you have the Packers punter in fantasy this week, you're lucky. You're gonna get some good points, I bet. But yeah, I
This
mean,
game's easy. Like
yeah.
the Bills are minus 525 right now if you bet the money line.
Mm, damn.
That's the
Yeah,
same as the Cowboys and Bears
oh,
game.
that's incorrect.
Ah,
Here, I didn't
doesn't matter.
change it.
We know what
Let's
you mean.
Yeah, Buffalo Bills. There we go. Forgot to change that one. Bengals at Browns. Think we both went Bengals. After the way Joe Burrow played last week, there's just no reason to go Browns. That I think Bengals are gonna sweep. Now they don't have Jamar Chase, so that could impact it. But honestly, Higbee and Boyd have been playing really good. Hayden Hurst has been playing really good. So I actually think not having our Chase is gonna help the Bengals because I think the Browns are going to they're not going to know who to double up and they're going to get a little bit cocky playing man. And I think what's going to happen is if Higbee has a big play, they're like, okay, we need to make sure Higbee's covered. Okay, well now Boyd's open. We're going to get Boyd. I'm like, okay, we need to cover Higbee and Boyd. Hayden Hurst comes across the middle. He gets the ball, and then it's okay. Well, who are we covering? And there's just going to be a lot of disorganization on that Brown secondary. So I think Bengals are winning this game for sure.
Yeah, I think this one was the easy one for me, honestly. I just think the Bengals are gonna take it. I mean, I think it would be an easier pick if Jamar Chase was there, but I still think it's a very easy pick. Like,
Yeah.
the Bengals are just a better football team.
Yeah. The one bad thing for me is the guy I'm playing this week in fantasy has Higbee. But luckily for me, I have Boyd and Hurst. So
There you go. Yep.
it
Boyd
might
played good
balance out.
last week. You were deciding
he-
between who you wanted to start, and I was like, I would start Boyd. And he went
Yeah.
off.
Well, yeah, but then of course I didn't start a few other people we talked about, and that ended up hurting me.
Yeah.
It's somehow I won. I needed the guy I was playing, Nick Folk, needed to get 5 points, and I lost. If he got exactly 5 points, I lost, and he got 2, and I won. 2 weeks in a row, I've had miracle wins in that fantasy league.
That's awesome.
Ugh. And 7 out of 8 of us went the Bengals. And yeah, that is it. And that needs to say 8. I haven't changed it yet. But yeah, those are our picks for the week. It'll be a pretty good week. I definitely think this is the best game right here.
Oh yeah, easily. It's gonna be a fun game to watch. I think the Giants will pull it off, but
Yeah,
I
let's
wouldn't
see.
put it beside Geno not pulling something out of his.
You
But
know, yeah, especially with Gino, you used to be on the Giants. I think he might have some might want to get some revenge. And I mean, honestly, I'll probably watch the Red Zone. For like, even though I'm not getting the Seahawks game, like I'll be watching the Red Zone, but like I'll get Rams, 49ers, Giants, Seahawks, Bills, Packers. I mean, I'll get Texans, Titans as well, but like I'm not super on that. But It's gonna be a pretty good day for football, if you
Oh
ask
yeah.
me. Okay, think we're good.